Hello students, today we will discuss writing style of George Orwell. George Orwell's writing style is typically short and to the point, particularly in his later works such as Animal Farm and 1984. Orwell intentionally avoids using figurative language, unnecessary words, and intricate language. As well, Orwell's writings contain hidden political messages. George Orwell believed that much of the written language of his time was inaccurate and was used to trick people. He believed that modern English authors wrote without the use of concrete terms, making it easy to manipulate the truth and difficult to interpret the true meaning of something. Political authors used pretentious language to sound perceptive and well-informed. One example Orwell cited was the use of word elimination was used by fascist regimes during World War II to justify the exploitation and mass murders of millions. Orwell believed that the English language was brutish and sloppy, allowing people to have corrupt thoughts and not think freely for themselves. In the opinion of Orwell, literature was most beautiful when it was simple and clear to the everyday reader. Orwell improved his writings and learned from those who were more experienced. The teaching of Mrs. Cecily, who advocated for simplicity, honesty, and avoidance of verbiage, would forever be reflected in his future writings. In Politics and the English Language, an essay about the problems with the English language and possible remedies, Orwell offers these 6 rules by which an author can improve their literature and avoid the corruption of modern English writing. The first rule is never use a metaphor, simile, or other figure of speech which you are used to seeing in print. The first rule of Orwell's essay relates to English figures of speech. Orwell believed that when authors imitated others that did not understand the true meaning behind a phrase and the original purpose was lost. The second rule is never use a long word where a short one will do. Orwell valued simplicity in literature. If you could convey your message to the reader in a straightforward manner, that was a great start. The third rule is, if it is possible to cut a word out, always cut it out. Again, Orwell values simplicity and straight to the point writing. The fourth rule is never use the passive where you can use the active. Orwell believed that for the most part, the passive voice added unnecessary confusion. The fifth rule is never use a foreign phrase, a scientific word, or a jargon word if you can think of an everyday English equivalent. For most of his career as an author, Orwell wrote for the common person. He believed that an author should do their best to appeal to the reader and make the word as easy to understand as possible without losing its meaning. Despite being non-religious and believing that religion was used by the greedy to keep control, Orwell admired the Bible for its to-the-point language, easily understood concepts, and appeal to the working class. The sixth point is break any of these rules sooner than say anything outright barbarous. He concludes by stating that these rules are by no means rigid, even admitting that he did not always abide by the rules. Looking back on politics in the English language, Orwell says, quote, "For certain, you will find that I have again and again committed the very fault I am protesting against." Orwell's personal beliefs about the English language are reflected in Animal Farm and 1984. In both novels, language is used to manipulate others and mention control. The pigs make use of propaganda, songs, and intricate figures of speech, which makes it easy to twist the meaning of the words and trick the other animals into a sense of patriotism. In 1984, language is extremely restricted, making it very difficult for people to put their thoughts into words. By extension, the government can manipulate the very thoughts people have. Newspeak is used by the government to control what people can and can't say, as well as censor unpopular opinion. These two works, especially 1984 and Animal Farm, is the best example of the simplicity of the language because it is very easily understood by the reader.